Shalom. Uh, I want to start by giving all praises to and honor and glory to Yahawashi, up honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to all the elect Akim out there pushing His word in truth and sincerity. And this is Yahawada Batak coming at you again with this truth. With a strong little video, real quick. I was watching this video. I'm watching this movie, uh, Independence Day, Resurrence, your Resurrence, whatever, however you say it. I'm not good with words, but and this, they they show you that we have a possibility. They so proud, and they think they have a possibility of beating Yahawashi when he comes. Now this is an example, and this is exactly what's going to happen when Yahawashi returns, because there's not going to prevail against Yahawashi. Yahawashi is gonna completely fucking turn these fucking niggas to powder, man. This is Second Ezra 13:1. And it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I behold, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen on him. Now I'm finna quickly explain. It's like, let me turn this down. I'm finna quickly explain what the sea was, because the sea is not talking about the actual sea. It's talking about outer space. This is Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, the powers created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the spirit of the powers moved over the face of the waters. And the powers said, let there be light, and there was light. And the powers saw the light that it was good, and divided the light from the darkness. And the powers called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And the powers said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Now, what is that talking about? So, this firmament is going to divide the waters from the waters. What is the waters? What is this talking about? Okay, we know what the waters is, the actual waters is, and that's the sea. But the firmament is basically the ozone, or what you want to call it. What you want to call it? I forgot what they call it. The ozone. I think it is the ozone layer. That covers the earth, basically. The atmosphere, or whatever. That's really the firmament, and the waters divided from the waters. They divided the waters from the waters. The actual waters from the waters. The space, if you will. So the waters. And the other waters is space, but this waters is the actual waters. Divide the waters from the waters. So doesn't the firmament or the ozone layer divide space from the Earth's atmosphere? Yes, it does. It divides it. So this is Genesis 1:6. And the power said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Verse 7. And the powers made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And the powers called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the third day. Now, verse 7 really gives you a clear perspective on what really is divide the waters from the waters. That space is the so-called waters. So it said Yahawashi came out of the sea. So it's talking about space. He came out of space. Verse 3 again. I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and The thousands are the angels. When he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. So the people were scared. Everybody was scared. Verse 4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felt when it filled with fire. So when a cherry opens the bottom of when it opens the bottom of it, that's what's gonna come out. It's gonna come out fire. Fire is gonna come out of it. Verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there were gathered together a great multitude of men out of number. These are the so-called people that's going to team up together. These armies going to team up. They're going to get all together, just like in this movie Independence Day, when they all got together and tried to fight Yahawashi. But on this movie, they probably going to win. But in reality, they never make a movie about reality. In reality, they're going to fucking get destroyed. And it's going to tell you, for the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came from out from the sea. And the sea is not talking about the actual sea. It's talking about space. Go back to Genesis 1 and 6 and 7. Behold, I beheld, and lo, he was graving himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. Now that great mountain is a so-called chariot, a so-called UFO, as they show in this movie. They show some type of alien aircraft, unknown aircraft. But I would have seen a region or place where the hill was graven, and I could not. So it's so big, he thought they had actually took a mountain out of the earth. And after this I beheld, and lo, all that they were gathered together to subdue them were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. So they were scared, but they still fought against him. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out his mouth, as it were had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempers. So when he opened the bottom of his chariot, his so-called UFO, ain't nothing gonna come out but fire, man. It's gonna kill all they ass. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempers, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived. So you didn't see nothing but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So the point being, man, Yahawashi is gonna fucking kill these people, man. They're not gonna have no fucking chance. As soon as they gather together to try to destroy Yahawashi and destroy his chariot or whatever, man, he is gonna open his chariot and blast out fire, man. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawashi, the honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I'm saying peace and salutation to all the elect. I came out there doing this work, the truth and sincerity. Shalom.